welcome to my Santa Fortuna 100% competition review. Starting up with the map, of course. I have to say this map is big, very big, but it's the exact opposite of Mumbai. If Mumbai was a map that rewarded exploration and gave you different opportunities and different routes and different ways that you can do things, this map does the exact opposite of that. It's pretty much completely empty. Yes, there's a construction site, there's a jungle, there's fishing villages, there's mansions, there's ancient ruins, there's a hippo, there's all sorts of things on this map, there's coca fields, but if you're playing Santa Assassin's Creed only, you wouldn't necessarily know any of those things, because there's no reason to know any of these things, because they don't give you any reward for exploring, none. It's impossible to move the targets, we'll talk about them in a moment, but it's impossible to move them suit only, meaning that there's no real reason for you to do any of those things. There's no point. If you ask me right now how to get to the ruins, I don't know if I'll even be able to answer that, because even though I've done it, it was so unmemorable and I haven't done it in a while. There's no reason for them to exist. They just do, because why not? They just put random stuff together. It's very unoptimal also when it comes to routing, when it comes to just being able to move around it, because it's so difficult to maneuver it because of the just overcrowded guards and the way it's done, where it's like it has so little freedom of approach. It's so limited when it comes to just getting from point A to point B. Whatever those 2 points are, it's extremely limited no matter what, because they sort of just created the different locations and then maybe just gave an unpaid intern to just sort of connect them together. And so he did, or she did, and there we are. And overall, freedom of approach for this particular map is very, very minor. You're doing the same route every single time because it's the only route you can do. Andrea into Rico into Jorge, that's the route everybody takes because it's the only route that's even remotely optimal for this particular map. And I have to say, the extremely limited freedom of approach, with the fact that it's unoptimal when it comes to being able to move around it, with the fact that this map does not reward exploration in any way whatsoever, leads me to give it nothing better than a 4 out of 10. I mean, it's below average. There's so many places on this map that you could have done something. You could have given the players some opportunity to maybe move the targets or to just do anything, man. Give them some sort of a shortcut somewhere. But it's very, very difficult to maneuver it. It's very lengthy to maneuver it. And overall, it's kind of hopeless, to be honest, when it comes to not just the targets being bad, but the map itself. The freedom of approach is just not there. Drifting straight into the targets next, and when it comes to these particular targets, the one thing everybody can agree on without a shadow of a doubt is that 3 targets are far too many. I already said it in Mumbai, but I don't want to repeat myself. However, everybody knows Hitman 3, that's the reason why we don't have 3 targets, is because it's just too many. It's not fun, it's not good, and these targets are not well made. You can't move them in any way whatsoever when it comes to Santa Assassin's Creed only. You can't sort of get to them, they hang out in very specific areas. However, those specific areas are not even good remotely when it comes to you being able to do something with them. You're very limited on how to take them out. If you don't isolate Rico in one of the 2 bathrooms, either the upfloor bathroom or the regular bathroom, there's nothing you can do. I mean, there's no way really to take care of them. When it comes to Andrea, you always have to pick a booker. When it comes to Jorge, you know, you're very limited there as well. So I can't give these targets anything more than like a 5 out of 10. They're average enough, they're isolatable, you can take care of them, they are doable. However, at the same time, it's so limited. The freedom of approach is so non-existent. And the areas that they hang out with are so horrible. Like, it's so difficult to try to maneuver these specific areas that they're sort of surrounded in, that they're hopeless in many ways. I mean, and not being able to move them in any way, not being able to really even get accident kills on them a lot of the time. It's just not very good in my opinion. 5 out of 10, that's all. Next up, we're off to the challenges. Starting up, this is the Remington DLC challenges. You're gonna be able to run past most of them. They're a little tricky, but they're not too difficult, honestly. I found them a breeze in certain aspects. This is a mission story. You're gonna need to retrieve the circuit box to be able to get it to work, and then you shove them into the machine. This is a mission story. You're gonna have to overtune some things by getting the disguise from the fishing village. Another mission story, you need to be the shaman to be able to bring her here, but you can get spotted very easily if you don't take down a bunch of the workers beforehand. Here you make sure to save because it's very easy to miss. It's extremely easy to miss. Here just shoot it on top of his head. It's simple enough. Put a coin underneath it. Over here, same thing. You gotta be the shaman. You gotta bring her to the construction site. Next up, we are dealing with Franco. And with him, all you have to do is basically destroy the flower. And when you destroy the flower, he has to go and look for another one. This is a mission story. This is from the basement. You gotta go into Riku's basement and find a special delivery, basically, to blow her up with it. And this is also, there's a guy who stole this letter from Hector. You have to take him out, and you have to take the note and give it to Andrea. This is you gotta dress up as the guy who takes care of the hippo, and basically call Riku to come to the hippo. Here it's from the hippie's room. You gotta sort of poison it, glue it together, and give it to Jorge. And he's gonna poison himself when he tries the cocaine. This is stupid. This takes a little bit of time, having to wait for Catalina. A lot of these assassinations, by the way, are not main target assassinations. They're just other people, which makes no sense. They're just regular NPCs that you have to assassinate, just like this guy. Meaty Bone, I believe that is from the hippo. Near there, you're gonna find a Meaty Bone. Here, it's just ridiculous. Why do you have to eliminate 10 Coca field guards? Why? It's so ridiculous. There's no reason for it. You gotta poison a random person. Here, it's just, here you gotta like, you know, push random construction workers. It's unnecessary. This right here off the wagon, this is a 25 minutes to 30 minute story. Because you have to take the note, you have to give it to Hector, you have to poison the cocaine, he has to go to Andrea, she's gonna read the note, then you have to kill Andrea by pushing her over, he has to see her go over, and when he sees her dying, basically he gets depressed, he runs back, and he gets poisoned. It's like 20 minutes to do it. These are all mission stories that you see right now, you have nothing to worry about. Just follow them. Feeding time, mission stories, simple enough stuff. The mission stories are the easy part. Fly tipping, this is gonna take a while, this is not easy to do. Overall, this is a pain in the ass, it's unnecessary, it's stupid. Why did they do that? This is quick enough, this is not difficult. The next one also, Secret Tunnel. Not difficult, but you do have to have some help to figure out where it is, because it is kind of tricky to find. Catch 5 frogs. If you just go around, you should be able to catch them pretty quickly. Got any idea? This is just hippie stuff. This is the shaman stuff. It's simple enough. This is the horrible tattooed guy. People just gotta listen to his rambles. Here, all you have to do is basically shoot the circle box, and then pick it up. Here, you have to basically shove 3 people into this machine, and that's gonna give you the bloodstained cocaine brick. This is a mission story. I don't have to go deep into them. They're self-explanatory. Keymaster. There's not that many secret doors, believe it or not. It's only a couple, so it's not that hard. Mission story over here, you gotta get the disguise from the fishing village, from the guy who refuses to go to work. This, you have to destroy the flower, so that way you can basically push him over the edge. Because he's gonna go look for another flower. 5 different guards, that's simple, self-explanatory. Unnecessary. Hey, this is what I was talking about here, with Hector Delgado earlier. That's what you have to do in order to get the kill with the cocaine. Here again, this is escalations. I'm not gonna talk about them too much. I didn't find anything particularly too difficult for the escalations. And this is just unnecessary as it gets. Pacify with a cocaine brick, it's just stupid, but there you are. If I had to rate the challenges, and I have to rate the challenges, I would give them a 6 out of 10. Some of them were fun, but overall a lot of them were unnecessary. The escalations weren't too difficult necessarily. I think for the most part you're gonna enjoy yourself going through this map. It's really not that bad. Next up we have the Unlockables. Starting with these sedative pills. The only time you can really use them is for maybe Mr. Giggles' elusive target, where you have to basically take the tablet from his assistant, you can poison her drink, she falls asleep, you take the tablet when she falls asleep because she drops it, or for Nolan Cassidy's house maybe. Meaty Bone, I personally, it's just a non-lethal melee, nothing crazy about it. Fragmentation Grenade, never used it for anything, I can't give you any advice on how to use it, what to do with it. Emetic Pills, not as useful anymore with the Emetic Briefcase as well as the Seeker, but I've used it for Nolan Cassidy to basically, you've seen me do it actually if you've seen my best weapons, where basically everybody gets sick and then I just lethal syringe him as he makes his way to the bathroom. The Violin, speedrunners use this to try to like get off of edges and stuff like that, to be able to like fall 3 levels or something. The Assault Rifle, it's not silenced, you can't, I mean you have to bring in a briefcase, it's useless. SMG, you can't bring it as a pistol, it's unsilenced. Just don't even waste your time with it, it's completely worthless. The Duck X2 Covert is a much better alternative. This is an explosive that I've never ever used. I have no idea how you're even supposed to use it. It's completely useless in my opinion, there's no reason for it. Sacrificial Knife, this is a lethal melee, just another lethal melee. High Sierra remote taser completely and totally useless and worthless in comparison to the micro remote taser, which is only level 2 in Berlin. So don't even waste your time with this. This is completely useless in comparison to the micro remote taser. Like it's as useless as you can go. This demo block, don't even like, I can't even explain how useless it is. Our remote micro audio distraction, I don't even think they work properly, honestly, the micro audio distractions. So yeah, like don't even waste your time. I've never found them useful for anything. The Napoleon blown apart is like 10 times more useful. And the Shaman powder, basically you throw it at anything and it explodes. It's like a explosive golf ball or explosive baseball. It has some uses for like Hokkaido, but other than that, it's not anything great about it. Overall, if I have to give a rating, I'd give it like a 2 out of 10. It's about as useless as you can go. Like there's not a single gadget that is even remotely like stellar. It is just stuff that like sometimes can have a use every now and again, but overall, most of this is just complete garbage. 2 out of 10 is the best I can give it. And finally, we have come to the stability phase. Now, as far as stability is concerned for this map, it's pretty damn good. There's sometimes you can have a little problems with see-through walls in the mansion area for Riku, but it's nothing too crazy. Sometimes when you're T-Pen and you're trying to enter the mansion, when you have to like drop your weapons ahead of time, there can be some bugs over there getting in. But overall, for the most part, it is a stable map. It is a 9 out of 10. I can't complain too much about that. And when we put all of the scores together, we're gonna get a 2.6 out of 5. Completely misguided map in my opinion. Again, 3 targets, far too much. The map is so limited. There's so little freedom of approach. Sniper Assassin is pretty much not doable, completely not doable. And overall, I mean, I'm sorry, but this map just doesn't achieve the goal of being a good map. It just falls short in every direction. And I don't know why it took them so long to learn that just extreme restrictions on the player, extreme lack of freedom of approach, and 3-man targets is not the right way to go. But clearly they learned their lesson, but this map sadly will go down as one of the maps that just wasn't all that great. That being said, if you did enjoy the video, please do drop a like, subscribe for more content, it helps me a lot, and thank you very much for watching.